Have you ever been depressed, in a bunch of debt, felt like a failure, or watched your own life crumble around you? Then this show is gonna hit way too damn close to home. But the funny thing is, it's not even close to being a depressing anime. In fact, it's not even close to most anime. Negative Positive Angler is an anime that you, me, and that real human I talked to for customer support last week can relate to because it captures so much of our actual lives. On the surface, it's a show about fishing, but fishing is just the vehicle. We got a long ride ahead of us. Hiro is a guy who sees his life as just a series of failures because he's been depressed and isolating himself in the apartment he's about to be evicted from after dropping out of his backup college because he lost all the money he's been borrowing by trying to day trade, and to top it off, he just recently got diagnosed with a condition that gives him 2 years left to live if he doesn't start treatment for it. Yeah, so instead of dealing with any of this, he just keeps borrowing more and more money to fund his pachinko habit until he pisses off his debt collectors enough to chase him around town when, all of a sudden, whoopsie, slip, fall, and it's time to get isekai'd.
ほんとしょうもな。このまま異世界に転生しないかな。
No, actually he fails at that too. Our boy gets rescued by a group of anglers and ends up stuck with them for a while in the middle of nowhere out on a breakwater. He's a little annoyed that he's kind of forced to stay out here until they're ready to go home, but they're a friendly group, and in classic Hiro fashion, he even fails at getting them to leave him alone thanks to that certified Firu's Eye hospitality.
やってもないのに人生変わるかどうかなんてわかんないじゃん。
So he gets the opportunity to hold a rod other than his own for once, and something does change. It's not permanent and it doesn't even last very long, but for a small moment in time, Hiro forgets about everything that's going wrong in his life and becomes engrossed in just living in the moment while fishing. It's not unusual that opportunities find us in the most unexpected situations. I and most of you have probably met new friends or learned about new hobbies in ways that we couldn't construct again if we tried. But if you go along with it, sometimes it leads to experiences that you never thought would happen for you. For all his failures and poor choices, this time Hiro gets to meet a new group of friends. And no, everything doesn't just magically get better after this. Calm down.
花ちゃん見て。おー、来た。
よし、あと少し。
So who are these guys anyway? Turns out not only are they all friends, but they all work part-time at the same convenience store. Convenient. This is a character-driven anime at heart, and everyone has a role to play. But two of them really end up standing out and become driving forces in Hiro's life in their own way. First, we got Takaaki, everybody's favorite pink-haired pretty boy and former host. And then there's Hana, the pushy and hyper-competitive girl with a fishing fetish. Hana and Takaaki act as two sides of the same coin towards Hiro. Takaaki doesn't try and force Hiro to do things that get his mind off his problems like fishing, but he pushes Hiro to stop running away from his problems and start facing them, since they'll never get better or go away if he doesn't. He lets Hiro stay with him to have a place to live, gets him hired on at every mart, and even pays off Hiro's debt so he won't be chased around by loan sharks all the time now. He still wants Hiro to pay him back, of course, he isn't that nice. On the flip side, Hana doesn't force Hiro to face his problems, but she constantly pushes him to engage in all different kinds of fishing, which gets Hiro out of his head and actually doing things again, instead of just thinking about his problems all the time. She introduces him to a bunch of fishing styles, teaches him different reeling techniques, shows him various kinds of lures, what they're good for, how they move, and at the end of the day, couldn't be happier to just hear Hiro finally say that he doesn't hate fishing.
そっか。よかった。
Now here's the fun part. This was not obvious to me at all. Yeah, when it comes to fishing, it's easy to see that Hana is pushy and Takaaki lets Hiro move at his own pace. And out of everyone, Takaaki is the one who provides the most direct help to Hiro. But I don't think I really caught this dynamic between them until like my third watch as it played in the background and I was detailing character notes. They aren't trying to have this duality of effect. Not in some kind of obviously contrived way, I mean. It's just their personality. It's how they affect Hiro because of what he's going through and who he is. Of course, they're written to be this way, but it feels natural, and it blends seamlessly into all of their interactions. The most well-done aspect of this show is that everyone is just quirky, regular people. The other characters each have their own small part to play in Hiro's journey. Machida is the manager at every mart and the one who actually hires Hiro. Kozue gets him to buy more fishing equipment and delays his ability to repay Takaaki. Fujishiro is an oddly small but resourceful dude who teaches Hiro the importance of researching the locations he goes to so he can catch even more fish next time. And Ice, well, she just belongs in a different anime. This show makes some pretty wacky stylistic choices at times. I saw her and thought, I'm sorry, do you need help finding your way back into the anime you came from? But then she morphs into total cosplay baddie mode for one episode and whatever, I'll take it. Ice helps Hiro to stop worrying so much about what might happen in the future, and her brother Ara gets Hiro to remember what it's like to have and chase dreams. This anime is a simple show about a complex topic, and that's why it works so well. It depicts failure, redemption, friendship, living in the moment, finding yourself, and how we all need help from the people around us sometimes. And really, that's just life. It's messy, and there's no real way to know how to deal with everything you encounter until you've done it. If you've been through these things, you know. Personally, the past several years of my life have been almost a direct mirror to Hiro's, so I know. Growth comes slowly, but when you can spend some time completely detached from all the negative parts of your life, it gets a bit easier to deal with. Every time that Hiro is practicing his form while casting, or trying to understand how different kinds of rods work, when he's learning how to tie special knots in fishing line, or about lures and different reeling techniques, or when the live bait he's trying to attach bites him back, and especially all the times he's struggling to bring in whatever it is that's pulling back on his line. He isn't just existing, he's living. That's what fishing is for Hiro, and why it would be massively underselling this show to just say it's about fishing. Studio Nut created an original anime that deserves the tag slice of life more than most shows in this genre could ever dream of. And you know what? For that, I'll forgive them for not putting out Yojo Senki Season 2 yet.